So, seeing as there's a tiny bit of sun, I thought we could have a little look at the garden. We start off with a lot of rotting. This winter has been wet. But there's some evergreens that I'm very excited about. I should have brought the tags out. That's my hydrangea cutting, looking so good. This, I'm pretty sure, is an echinacea that I think these are weeds. Yeah, that's definitely a weed. But these, I kind of just want to look into in case it's the echinacea coming up again, but I'm not sure. That looks like it could be something, a tiny little thing. So let's hope for the best. As you can see, we've had a lot of winter die off just in between the new growth, so that's very exciting. This grass, focus. This grass has been doing really well. Got another one down there, and they're just so great for the winter because they do stay green. It's something to see. This is the hydrangea that I cut from, and it's also coming back, which is also lovely. We chopped it back quite a lot at the end of summer, so yeah, hopefully it'll just do its thing, but we wanted a little bit more ground space here, and once we start working on this bed, I'm sure we will maybe decide where to move a couple more hydrangeas. I'll do some more cuttings this year. Yeah, down here some more struggling. This was was a dill plant from a seed, which is very cool to see how big it got, but it's obviously died back. I don't think it'll come back, but the pot is there ready for me to use for something. And down here, also not sure what this was. I should keep the labels in, shouldn't I? But yeah, it's got these little things which I assume are going to be weeds or strange seeds, but you know, exciting anyway. And this gorgeous thing, just such beautiful color, and just the shape of these leaves are so gorgeous. I just love them. So yeah. There we go. I feel like we were too arty there. There we've got our earthworm box. Can have a little look in here. It's not looking too hot. I don't think we've really done a good job in keeping it very well. And I'm sure if I turned it up we'd find a couple earthworms, but not like the way it started. Sash planted some potatoes here just from, our cupboard. And are these potatoes? I think those are just weeds. But yeah, here we've got all the daffodils coming up. There's lots scattered around the garden that were here before us. There's this beautiful rose that I bought with Sasha's folks last year, and it's had quite a lot of aphids and things, so I need to just flick them off, but I think I need to just spray them with a hose every now and then just to protect them until all the predator bugs come in summer. This rose tree is looking a bit like it got a bit wet. This makes a beautiful bright pink rose, which I'm also very excited about coming back. It's a good cut rose, this one. So yeah, we trimmed her back quite a bit, but she's coming. We got our little South African boidies that are also dotted around the garden. Yeah, this grass, I feel like I should know the names, but I don't. Our rosemary that we definitely killed Sorry, guy. And then, this jasmine was such a great little find. It was hidden behind our this, like, you can see down there we've got all these creepers, and there was like a huge ivy over this trellis, and it was just sort of taking over the whole garden. So when we cleared it away, we found this jasmine. So super stoked about that. And yeah, it seems to be doing its thing. I did plant things here in with it last year, but that looks like weeds to me. So those will be pulled again when my hands feel warm enough. And then also, obviously, Sash has been feeding squirrels and birds, and every time they drop something, it starts to sort of germinate in here. Wonder what that is. Looks quite like a big pod of sorts. Maybe one of these, could it be? Coming from one of these helicopter plants? Don't know. Yeah, sorry man, you're coming out. Another little, must be coming from these helicopter leaves. Cute trees. This twig tree is still taking its time to green up. I don't really see any new buds kind of coming through there, but not in a major way. Some greenery happening in the back there. We've got this holly, which I don't know how I feel about it. It's just like not my favorite shape. I don't know. It's just a bit thorny for me. But it is quite deeply rooted, and there's behind here some more roses. I think one big rose, and it kind of has gone all over the shop here. There you can see it sticking out. And again, we cut back what was a huge rose tree here, much to everyone's dismay. But there it is. Not to be killed at all. Doing so well. And my plan is to maybe try train it kind of to the left here, because it was over this arch, but we in the future want to open things up here, so I think maybe keeping it more to that side. There's our little olive tree in the back, which not sure whether it's just not getting nutrients there, or if just the cold snap early on in the winter or autumn just killed all the seeds, fruit, olives. All these little olive buds had come up, and then they all just died. We got nothing, so it was really sad, because I was really looking forward to having some olives. Then we've got this big bed here, which we need to think about as well. As you can see, it's just weeds and cuttings, and this big pile of our cutback that we did last year. We're actually going to order a shredder. I mean, not order, like rent a shredder, and basically, shred everything down, wood chip it down to some wood chips so we can use them for the garden bed. And it just seems like the best way to get rid of all these cuttings. We have our pond underneath that we also need to kind of try somewhat level, so we'll see how we do that. We have the remnants of some squirrel houses, squirrel feeders. I don't think Sasha realizes, but we're not having squirrels again so close to our house. They're cute and they will come, but we don't need to encourage them too much. This is our apple tree, which is growing really tall, and I don't really know how to get up there and just cut it back a bit, bush it out. But we did get rid of some of the bigger branches here just to allow for more sort of head height space, because it was just a bit in the way for us. And then this berry has been going and going and going. These gorgeous, can we see them? These gorgeous red berries have just been a little delightful colour here in the garden the whole of winter. Very Christmassy, lovely. Thank you for being such a delight and not turning to twigs. This bush, she is also just coming back from, I think we cut back to a stump. This bush took over the whole garden when we moved here. But she is now back, and I'm sure we'll trim her back a bit more, but lovely green, evergreen, so happy to have her. Herbs, yeah, parsley just goes and goes and goes. Have my oregano, it's doing okay. The thyme is struggling a bit, so are the mints, but they will come back, no doubt. This poor rotting plant here, I just don't know if it's survived this spring rain. Well, is it spring? End of winter rain. That's just a bucket of water that we are not dealing with. And then look, this is, can we focus? Come on. Where are you? There you go. This is one of the daffodils that just got munched right from the get-go. It was plopped on the ground and obviously something could get to it and it just got chowed. Shame. And it's trying to open up now into a flower. There's our train. But yeah, that is the only flower we've gotten so far from all of these. And they were everywhere, as you can see, but hopefully with a bit more sun, more will come out. This is the shady side of the garden. As you can see, a lot of muck here. Another rose. I don't really recall flowers on here last season, but we will see what happens. The most exciting rose, however, is this big tree we've got here. Let me find a view for it. Huge rose tree. As you can see, the rose hip buds berries are still on, and we actually moved in just past its flowering date, so we don't actually know what the roses look like, so that is going to be super exciting when they come. And yeah, that's the garden. I hope you will enjoy some updates from me tidying it up and getting it ready for summer. A lot of moss growing, very mossy. Just thought I'd show you the last little bits. These are 2 peony bulbs that are doing fine. They already had a little bit of growth when I planted them, but this new green luscious looking growth is since I potted them, so very happy. There has been a tiny bit of sort of rotting. My mom said I should just cut that with a sharp, clean knife, so I will do that at some point. This is a pot plant that has seen better days. When she's living. And then all my seeds, well, my seed tray for now. This is my real early planting. And I don't know how to say this. I want to say anthurium, but it's not anthurium. Antirrhinum majus. So there's 2 of those. They basically are long, not foxglove, but that kind of look. And we have had some germination, which is very exciting because I really didn't think much would happen because it's been so cold. So these are the seeds I've just done now. I sowed a couple last winter, but they didn't all take. Here's the anthurium. See what I'm talking about? So yeah, these are just empties, and I thought if I get lucky and they grow into beautiful big flowers, I can hopefully just harvest some seeds and replace them. These are still seeds to be sown. Just gotta wait a little longer until it gets a bit warmer and we're in spring. So yeah. So there's the garden, everyone. Very excited about it. And then obviously the most important thing we're growing in the garden this year is our baby girl. So very excited for her to come join us in summer. Woo!